All right, it is Wednesday. It is June 17th. Market's just about to close. Um, Another day of some amazing runners. Let's start off with CARV, CARV, Carver Bank Corp. And a lot of these banking stocks moved, and CARV was because of the Fed. The Fed said it's going to help black-owned businesses. They're buying corporate bonds. They're doing everything to keep the economy propped up. So this was a financial service stock bank, Carver. You also had AFH, which is a financial holdings. So Fed is trying to keep the economy pumped, and CARV really took off. And this is a gap and go. Look at it. This stock has done nothing since maybe 2018. It's had 55 million in volume today, and it all started pre-market right here. The first candle was 914, so you know you have a previous high now. Over 6, 13 over 20 EMA is took off. And once we got over this 8 level and then 10, it really consolidated nicely. And then it was putting in this little flags here, little triangles. Then we get as high as 2297 and it really crashed hard here. We shook people out to 14 and it double tops right here at 20. Right on that 20 level, whole number 20, 20. These two candles hit exactly at 20. So, and then it's faded at 16. It was forming a descending triangle. They can go both ways, either up or down, and it's faded down. Really came down hard. It went as low as 909. And then it started to ride up. This was a nice little long here, all the way up to 1467. So if you caught this washout, little bounce here, that's a nice trade. And right now, as we get to the closing bell, it's at 850. So this was a nice washout for shorts. So this was a crazy move today. AFH was a great long here. Look at this. Just riding this 1320 EMA, pulled back 125. It came all the way up to 225 and then just really faded down. Look at that. Faded. This was starting at about 230. On the daily chart, there you go, another high wick. Gap and go. They never hold. Even if they do, they'll eventually fade. And then you have a big open gap here. It's a big open gap to 680, and right here you have till 350, the bottom of the gap. Maybe this has more to run. We'll see what they do with this. Hold on 1 second. So this is at 125 right now. We'll see what this does. So banking stocks have been on fire today. Here is COHN. This was a crazy stock. COHN, what do they do here? They are COHN and Company, public investment firm, manages clients, fixed income. It's another financial. And look at this thing. This is crazy move. Right over 5. And then it had all these, if you go to the 1 minute, look at all these right here. These lines, it was halted, halt, up. This came down, we shook people out, halt. This is a crazy chart to play right here, and then just fade it down. After this move right here, that was your last chance to get out, then you lost probably like $5, $6, and it came straight down. And then it tried to bounce again. That was a minute chart. The 5 minute, look at this thing. Right there's a sign to get out. When you have a high shooting star, see if it didn't do this anywhere. That was the sign to get out. If you're going to play this, you got to go small size. You have to get in early too. Just go very small and just see what it does. But look at this chart. It's not even a chart. It's absolutely crazy. 6.1 million. This stock has done nothing. This is a total pump. MDLY. This was right at 11. Just bursted up here. Strong move up and found support. then rode up. Daily chart, this was showing, see the financials, all the financials popped today from the Fed. And this came down of a tight triangle, falling wedge, and then broke up 123, 9.6 million. So that was a very big move. LACQ, this is another weird chart. It's not even a chart. It's just scattered candles. It's terrible. I'd never trade this. Total pump. ARTW, this is another low float. All these low floats were just crazy today. This is a former spike. Look at these spikes. All this is a trading vehicle for chat rooms, and they pump it up, and it gets dumped down. Now today, it actually held. For all the times it's done this, this has been pretty amazing. So this actually held all day. But a lot of the volume was lower too. You had some really like low volume bars. But it was amazing they propped this up this long. So we'll see what this does. It's at about 4. If they want to keep it moving, you know, 450, look for 5 possibly. IDEX. This is right over 11 o'clock. This is a classic ascending triangle right here. See, put your line right here, 140. And it's always going to be to the right to move, and it was right up. And this was a very strong long all day on IZX. That was a nice play. NOBS spiked up 85 cents. This is like a pure spike. This is a recent, I know warrant. I don't mess with warrants. I don't anything to do with that goofy stuff. A lot of weird stocks. I see another warrant. It was a very strange day. BDR scattered. MGen, this was very choppy. LMFA, this had a nice move over 3 and spiked all the way up to 450 plus and faded. It was a great short. MLND, we talked about this before. This is eventually going to fill the gap or do something in the gap. And here it was here, first move. See this higher low the whole time. 17.4 million in volume, 328. Give me 1 second here. All right, so MLND, we talked about this here. So look at this volume today. Eventually this was going to break up. And you had a nice move over 250, came back, and it was higher lows right here. So that was a nice move. XRF. It's putting a lot of big candles here, so it's still on the trend up. But IMTE, this is a former spike here. Look at this. Right back here. This was on May 2nd, 2018. This was as high as 41. Remember this spike? Anyone who trades probably remembers that. Let me do a little move here. Let's see where this happened today. Move here. Yeah, this is forming a triangle down here. This is forming like it's like a descending triangle. Not really a falling wedge, but. And this had a big spike. This had 4.6 million. It hasn't done this all the way since back then. And then this move up. This move was on 6.7 and high wick right here. Very tough to trade out. It's very scattered. I don't like this. There's like no volume right here. Blinn. This was a former spiker right here. 2.7 million. OPES. Look at these weird charts. There's so many weird charts. Look at this stuff. OPHC is spiked up and fade it. NYSZ. This is a long-term channel down. It's trying to break up here. Watch for the 150 break, maybe. Possibly do that. Let's see what else we got here. Kirk. Graph. See what I mean? A lot of these charts are so obscure today. It was like a very strange day trading. Some good moves, but very bizarre. VNet. This is right over 15. This took off. Right, great long on that. DADA. This is a former IPO, it looks like. Look at this move. This move right over 1787 took off. This is a great long. Some of these stocks not in the top, the very top movers really moved. YY. This is another one that really took off. This is a higher price stock. Look at this stock. This is never a sell the whole way. See that? That's what you want. Get in early and then just ride it. VVPR. This is another pump and dump stock. Seeing these wicks here? It's IPO'd not that far, a few years ago. High wick, high wick. See these wicks? These never hold. Again, today, it never held. Saw this was going to break out. I think I might even put this in the video maybe a few weeks ago. And then right here, over 150, went all the way up to 275, then came back down. These are quick moves. You can make money. You just have to be in early. You got to know where your stops are. Even you probably get in 175. Go in a bigger stop right here, go smaller size. All right, so the financials moved today because the Fed said they were going to help out black businesses. They're going to help out a lot of different businesses, keep the economy afloat. That's why all kinds of weird financials moved. So it was another strange day in the market. Let's take a look at the SPY. The SPY actually finished, let's see where we finished here. Down 170. S&P minus 10.83. NASDAQ plus 1466. Small cap minus 25.98. Commodities, gold 1737, silver 1772, oil was 37.73. All right, so we still have this big move up here, and then we came down here, formed a little flag that bounced up. But now we got to get over this line right here, this little trend line. It keeps trying. So here, this was the high. Right here was the high from all the way in the March bottom. We reached all the way up, tried, failed, then came all the way back. And then went up again and failed again, closed this gap. So on the 5 minute, it's really struggling to do right now. This 316 level. It's chopping back and forth. So that is what the SPY. What is this going to do? Well, you have trend line support here. It could come back to a trend line, maybe here a little bit higher, then bounce again. Tough to say. It's a little choppy action right now. The NASDAQ formed this past the double top, new high, came back, and it's struggling here to try to claim 10,000. So we'll see what happens with that. Dow Jones. Right here, that was the high. Then you have this gap down. Now we're in this little triangle. I still have this up and it's still connecting right here. So we're right here. And then we have this gap to 27,000. So we're sort of in between here. Is it going to go up or are we going to fade back down? It's a lot of indecision right now. TNA, ETF. This is a clear trend line on both sides. This was the big move a few days ago. Tried to fill the gap, hammer candle, but failed today. You have a line right here too. Draw this line. And then it's, see from the high, we can't break that line. Each time it's getting lower and lower. Either it's going to do this and break out or come back down. Do a crossover on stochastics right now. We're below. So if this comes back, test the trend line again, it'll probably be higher. Maybe 23, 24. So we'll see what happens with that though. Nail, home builders. This is another one that's just trying to get to that 3380 level. Then this is a trend line right here. That's a little bit outside of this. So this is fading back. This is very oversold still though, but it looks like can't break this line either, we'll say. It's the bottom of the line, so if this doesn't hold, it might go below. We'll see what happens. It's getting very tight right there. DFEN. This is another one. It's just chopping back and forth, struggling to gain direction here. FAS, the financial bulls, another one down. It's like the same pattern. We're sort of in between. What are we going to do here? Go down, break out. There is not a decision right now. UVXY, volatility. Once this broke out, we're still staying above. We didn't drop right down. See this? And we're hovering here. It's at 37.53. So volatility remains high. You can draw a line here. Draw a line right here going across. So if it breaks below that, yeah, volatility might decrease, but right now we're up on the weekly. See, the weekly, this is burying down. It's very oversold, like it wants to spike up again. Once it's here, it can remain here. See this? But we'll see, it's already elevated, already broke out of that channel. The 4 hour, it looks like it's forming this wedge here. You have it here, and then the 20 coming up. You draw this line. So we'll see what happens with that. The VIX. The VIX on the daily is staying up. See this? We came all the way up here in these candles, and it came back, and it's holding this 13 EMA now, 20 EMA, 31.34. And this is a green candle. It's not a good sign. This might come back and go high here. It looks like this wants to cross over and go up. On the weekly, we just had a bullish crossover on stochastics. Very oversold. It looks like if there's some sort of news breaking or something, something happening in the news front, it really rockets this up. And we could go up here. This looks like this wants to go back up. It's very oversold. And we'll see what happens to the daily, the 4 hour. The 4 hour looks like this is either going to break out or break down. Now it's screaming down here after the high on stochastics. Looks like it wants to break back up. It's holding right now on 32 of the 20 EMA on the 4 hour. So it remains elevated. It's not going down, so it's not a good sign right now. On the VIX. Bearish ETFs, TZA. This is small cap bears. Found support all the way in here, like just below 20, bounced up. Now we're just staying above 20. That's another one. See indecision here. You get to the 5 minute. It's had this like a W move here, and then came all the way down, and then staying up here. So we'll see what happens here. So a lot of indecision as far as the bulls and the bears at this point. It's a lot of direction has not been determined. You get a SPY on the daily. So, we had that big move up, and we came down, gap down hard, and we found new support, and then we're just hovering here. What are we going to do? Break out, fill this gap, maybe test that line again and go back down. There's going to be a decision one way or another soon. Either we're going to break out or come to this line and just like maybe fade. Maybe next few weeks we get back and forth like this and then down or up. So on the weekly, see, if you go back to here, it's almost looking like a head and shoulders. The head, like these are shoulders right here. This could be another shoulder. Then we go down right here. So we still have the high here in February, but we're putting in lower highs. This needs to break up, at least test it. So we're not getting to there yet at that point. So we'll see what happens. Right now, total indecision. It's tough to do any swing trades at this point because you don't know if you're going to drop further down to maybe that trend line or we're going to break up. So it's more of day trading, I would say. There's a lot of day trading opportunities. I would look for that. And we will see. This looks all U1 from yesterday. U1 is a classic inside day. See this up and right here, lower volume compared to these. So that's inside day. This might come back down to here and break up again. These moves are the same moves. You see them over and over. They'll come here, then come back down, then bounce. Maybe not to that high, but it'll bounce again. These patterns are the same over and over. WAFU. See, this came down 2 days, then it bounced. And look at this, lower volume days. So on all these penny stocks, these small caps, they make huge moves like this. This is a gap and go, then they'll fade, or maybe they'll 2 days, then fade, chop around, and then eventually they fade out. But we'll see. All right, so a lot of indecision today. Market was down. Penny stocks were still doing very well today. ETFs were choppy. It was very hard to get a direction on ETFs. UVXY, the volatility index, still remains up on the 5-minute today. See this from the wash down. It's been, the bounce here on the 16th. And then had a bounce today again, but it's not really going very far. It's not going low. It's sort of chopping in between a range now. So we will see what tomorrow brings. That's it for now. Please subscribe, like the channel, and we will be back tomorrow. Peace.